The two of the Taylor dancers were actually teaching an intensive, and I thought, well, let me take people at their word and I'll go down and take the intensive. And uncharacteristically, Paul Taylor was watching, and he needed to start on a new piece while the company was on the road. And the two of us worked together for 2 months and made a whole piece, which I taught to the company when they came off the road. They were not particularly happy about that situation. But I didn't really see the company perform until I was literally in it. When I came into the company, I had the strongest ballet technique of the other dancers, and he would usually, when he had a new hire, really look at their particular characteristics and then build his next choreography on that. So although that was not by any means the first piece I did with Taylor, he did make it on me in the second year. And it was wonderful because it did absolutely challenge my ballet technique. That's one of the reasons why ballet companies license this piece, is that it does challenge your ballet technique a lot. So that it's part of a whole family of the pieces that he did to Bach. And some of those pieces are really crafted extremely well. Not that all of his work isn't, but those pieces tend to be really, really well crafted. And I think that's kind of almost built in if you're choreographing to Baroque music. And I think that's one of the reasons why he responded so well to that. He actually, when he first started choreographing it on us, he talked about wind and water currents. So he would talk about the fact that water is thicker than air, but also the idea of the wind, the idea of the constant flow and weight of water, the fact of the whirlpooling, for instance, or the fact of a deep undertow, a very strong undercurrent or undertow, that sense of pulling the dancer's body into the ground a little bit more. Then also, if you think about the rapids and the moments where the water hits a rock and sprinkles up into the air and catches the light. So all of those images really fed into the movement that he made, and the fact that it is so technical makes it even more special. That it's not just sort of swoop and jump and swoop and jump, that there are steps all the way through air. So it's got this wonderful combination of vocabulary, intense vocabulary, and this idea of water currents. It never stops moving. It never stops moving. The original name of it was Windward, and then he changed it later on. It really has been wonderful. There's a very collegial atmosphere, but I also think that they realize that the work they're doing is a masterpiece, but that also they can shine in this because they've had ballet training. But this also gives them a chance to use their ballet training in a different way. And I was having a conversation with Ryan. Ryan is so excited. He says, oh, this is so much fun to do. And I thought, well, wait until you have to run the whole piece all the way through from beginning to end. You may not say that again. But I think it's a very dancey. And I think they're enjoying that. And the music is so beautiful. It's a combination. You know, this is something that Paul would talk about occasionally. He would say, you know, I don't choreograph for people who know anything about dance. He says, first of all, I choreograph a piece because I think I'm going to enjoy watching it. But second of all, if I can really get to someone who doesn't know dance. And he said, when people ask me how they should prepare themselves or how they should approach it, I say, don't worry about it. Don't prepare yourself ahead of time. For one thing, he didn't believe in pre-performance talks or footnotes or any of that. He said, just sit there, sit back, take it in, and make your own of it. He didn't want to dictate what they should take away.